Sometimes it takes many events for us to understand what's happening in our lives, and suddenly there's a light bulb moment when it all becomes clear. Ruth tells us about the events that showed her the awful truth. She was the victim of dangerous abuse, and her husband was a leader in the church. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us today.
Now, was there a tipping point when you realized that your relationship had actually gone toxic and abusive after you'd married?
There's an analogy I've learned that is obviously accurate, that you get the frog in the pan of cold water and then gradually turn up the gas, and as it gets hotter and hotter, the frog doesn't jump out because it turns up so gradually. The frog doesn't notice the change in temperature. And that's how it was like. There were a couple of flashpoints, obviously, towards the end. But were there people around you who noticed that something was wrong, or did you feel isolated? He was isolating me steadily, bit by bit by bit. And effectively, even though there were some people who were so dear to me that I would not ever, he could not cross certain lines with me, like my parents and some very dear friends. But he did isolate me from quite a lot of other people, using scripture all the time. First of all, if they weren't believers, I shouldn't mix with them for starters, so that cut a whole chunk of them out, if you know what I mean. And he was just always using scripture on me. He dominated every aspect of my life, bit by bit. Did he abuse you in a physical way, or was it psychological? He did it, but he did it so gradually, like I was saying about the frog in the pan. First it started with him chucking things past me, hitting the wall.
Yeah.
He threw things at you? Threw things past me, with rage past me, hitting things by me, leaning over me. And then it got more and more, and he was smashing things of mine and pushing me over. Up against the walls, and then it got worse. He pushed me in the face, pushed me over. That's when I thought, well, you don't. I could understand some of it. He did have a temper and other problems, so I made allowances for that. But when he went into the physical pushing of me, and I could have actually died at one point when he physically pushed me into a bathtub of cold water. He pushed me into the bath. There's a whole story behind that, but I could have hit my head on the tiles and he just walked out. I could have drowned. That's when the penny didn't even really drop. That, to be honest, I thought, I don't know. I was really rather stunned by everything. It took me a day or two to realize, dawn on me actually, that it was serious. I could have died. So, abuse isn't something that is glaringly obvious. It tries to stay hidden. Often it's only a progression that becomes clear when there is a bit of distance put between the person and event or series of events. If you're not sure whether you're being abused, please consult Restored Relationships website. They've done a lot of research that will help you to see clearly, and if so, how to get out of an abusive relationship. Next week, Larry and I will be talking about the work of Christ on our tempers, as we acknowledge that perhaps sometimes we need a little bit of help in this area. Maybe you too? God bless. See you soon.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.